Good morning. It's Cheryl, your tax strategist, accountant, bookkeeping ninja, as some people like to call me, here to help you every Monday through Friday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. You can come ask your questions. We will have a topic to discuss. And this morning's topic is do you have a hobby or business? So let's find out what it is that you have. And if you have not, come join our free membership group on Facebook. And there's all kinds of things. So also check out my, check out my website at sawcheryl.com. So that's Saw Cheryl for Simplified Accounting with Cheryl.com. Good morning, Heather. How are you? Happy Labor Day. Oh my goodness. Man, I'm telling you what. The gnats are getting ridiculous. Trying to waking up. I hear you. Let me shut my door. So Steve is home today, and so there's a lot more noise than usual. Usually it's just puppy noise, but I'm hearing him hollering at, well, not hollering, talking to Joey. Joey is off the chain this morning. Whew. So Heather says, joys of holidays. Yeah, right? It's like, I always look forward to Monday. This week it's Tuesday. It doesn't bother me so bad when we're camping. But the rest of the time, it's like I was not prepared to not work this weekend because we were home. So I was expecting to work, and that's just not what happened this weekend. So yeah, tomorrow I'm going to have a whole lot of catching up to do. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that it's just you and I this morning. Did I say something on Friday? I guess being a holiday, some people aren't getting up. Which is, maybe they got scared because of my topic this morning. Heather says, I know, right? Everyone is sleeping in. I must have gotten a bunch of ant bites or something over the weekend because I have a bunch of those. I have got a bunch of bites on my leg that is the weepy kinds, and they're kind of crusty, and they kept waking me up, itching. So thank you for being here, Heather. I appreciate you being here. At least I am not 100% alone, like thinking I scared everybody off. So let's go ahead and have the discussion. Thank you. So what do you think you have? Do you think you have a hobby, or do you think you have a business? And like I put in the title, the answer might surprise you. So this topic was actually inspired by a comment that I got on someone's post in a group that I'm in. And the person made the statement that they, they don't really, like bookkeeping, taxes, accounting, it's not their priority. because they had this method that they were using to do their non-negotiables with. And I was like, well, I would like to see you add your bookkeeping to your non-negotiables list. Good morning, Lisa. No worries. No worries. So they were like, yeah. So I commented back that, if you don't do that stuff, do you really have a business? So that is where my topic came from this morning. My topic came from the definition for the IRS, or if they come and ask you for your backup for things that you are putting on your taxes, and you don't have all of the organization, all of the backup for your items, they won't consider you a business. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what other things that you've put into place. They won't consider you a business. They'll say that you're a hobby. You'll only get to deduct the things up to the amount of profit that you've got, and that's it. And that's only if you can back up those deductions. So it all comes down to organization, making sure that we are, Heather says, okay, you got my attention. Making sure that we're dotting all our I's, crossing all our T's. I want to make sure that no matter what you do, you have all of the information that the IRS could ask you for should you get audited. My goal is to protect you as a business owner and make sure that you know the things that you need to keep hold of, right? The more like this is Robin's call. Like this is so Robin's call. Because it's really all about the organization being a little over organized, maybe. Some people might consider it being over organized. I don't consider it being over organized. I just consider it doing your due diligence, and protecting yourself and your future. Lisa says, I kind of suck at organization. I'm kind of the seat of my pants kind of gal. Right. And so many of us are. And here's the thing. I want to create a system that we can all learn by. And then we can tweak it to our personal life and our business, right? So we have a basic system, and then we go from there and we tweak it to best work with us individually. However, all of the boxes are still checked. Heather says, yeah, we have to be out in front of, our investments. Yes, absolutely. We have to stay in front of it. We can't let anything slip through the cracks. Now, all that being said, to kind of mesh it all together with what we've been talking about with deductions, and like Friday we talked about advertising. See, the IRS wrote the code in a way to help us do the things it couldn't do by itself. Did you get that? The Internal Revenue Service, the code is written in a way so that we can do the things that the government can't do by itself. which is why the road is broad and the areas are gray. Good morning, Elaine. How are you? So, just a commercial break here. I told y'all Joey was being off the chain this morning. He ran outside. I had just gotten my second cup of coffee. He ran outside onto the deck because it's a beautiful day outside. Well, it's beautiful as in it's nice and windy, and the air, the air is blowing really good. There's no bugs that can get a hold to you, and so I was quite enjoying it. So I got my second cup of coffee. I went outside and set it on the table, and here comes Joey running out the door behind Jamesy, grabbing a hold of Jamesy's leg, and both of them bust into the table that's sitting on the deck and spilled my coffee. No, they didn't spill the whole cup of coffee, but they made a mess with the coffee that I had, which is why I am using this cup now, because I poured the coffee into this cup. Don't you love it? Whatever. So I figured I would showcase a new cup this morning. Oh, it's not new. I've had it. I just don't use it because it's a little bit smaller than the other one. So even with the spilled coffee out of the other one, all of the coffee I had left in the cup didn't fit in this one. Let's see. Heather says, silly guy. Lisa says, well, it is Monday. Yes, it absolutely is. It's a cutie. Yes, absolutely. I can't wait for you guys to see some of the new graphics that my VA has done for me. He put Wilson and Jamesy and Joey in different graphics, saying different things. Not exactly the way that I did it, but it's still cute, and I love having them in my stuff. All right, so let's get back to it. So do you have a hobby or do you have a business? That's our discussion today, and how it is all about your organization and making sure that you're keeping track of all of the things, all of your receipts, the reasons why, what you're spending, what you're doing in your business. Yep. Do you have a hobby or a business? And then Heather typed in the chat what I have said a couple of times now. The code is written, the Internal Revenue Code is written so we can do the things the government can't do themselves. Yes. So yeah, the road is wide with lots of shades of gray. So we need to use it to the best of our ability to reduce our tax burden, to do what? To put money back into the economy. Because the government, would you rather put money back into the economy, stimulate the economy the way that you want the economy stimulated, or would you rather give the money to the government and let them do it their way, which is generally sending money to another country? Good morning, Larry. How are you? So, I'm personally on the latter. I would rather keep the money in my pocket, do things that I love to do, have people inside of my business that I want to work with, go, show you all many different avenues of ways that you can deduct things in your life. So Heather said, yes, what she said. Absolutely. Right? It's all about, us being able to live our best life Heather says, I want my money to work for me, not against me. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, inside the membership, we will be working to create an organizational process that we can all live with to start with, right? We're going to find one that we're going to find the different things. We're going to make a basic checklist, and we're going to find the different things that are non-negotiables. And then we're going to look at various avenues of making those non-negotiables happen. Right. Heather says, love that you said that we all can live with. Larry's saying, ooh, a checklist. Yes. I was like, this is Robin's love language. Where's Robin this morning? Robin is on the West Coast, so she's probably sleeping in this morning, which is perfectly fine. She can come. She'll get it all later. But I just think it's so funny that I am so speaking Robin's love language this morning, and she's not here. But yeah, and we all have to be able to live with it, right? And most of us are not the Robins of the world, right? Robin is this organizational queen, organizational goddess, and most of the rest of us are like just grunts. We don't want to do it. We, like I have certain things that I want organized, and I'm not the best either. I mean, I'm an accountant and I'm still not the best at organizing my own stuff, right? I'm great at organizing everybody else's, but it's just like a mechanic working on their car. They usually drive around in a Vita, right? Lisa says sugar plums dance in her head. Heather's saying she is, and we are. She is an organizational goddess, and we are just the grunts in her world. See, even Larry is saying, I'm bad at organizing. Yes, most of us are bad at organizing. But we can all strive to be better, and we can strive to find a way that is easy. I mean, we might have a little bit of a learning curve. That's okay. And we can tweak things. We can tweak things to make them work the best for us. Lisa says, I used to be killer organized at work, but my personal life, not so much. But I always knew where everything was. Not so much these days. And see, that's the same way that I was and sort of still am. Like when I worked a W-2, I was super organized at work. Everything had a place. Everything stayed in its place. I mean, the things that I was working on my desk, maybe not so much, but I knew where everything was on my desk. Just don't touch my desk and we'll be fine. At the house, I'm working to be organized in other parts of the house. I hate things not having a place. However, I also realize that sometimes it takes a little bit of money to get organized. And when you're not really 100% sure of how you want to do something, it takes a little bit of time to figure it out, right? In my office, it's much easier. For my clients, I've got it. Like my organization process for my clients is perfect. There's no problems. I don't have any issues there. There's file folders. There's, I've got my my computer is the most organized out of everything. But in my space, in my computer, no issues. It's the rest of the house that has its issues. Let's see. Larry says, I have stuff all over the place. Right. You just have to figure out, like, my goal is not to help you get your entire life organized. My goal is to make sure that your business is organized. Heather says, that is why we need the Robins of the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So we will put together a plan, and we're going to put one together that we can all live with. And then each person can tweak to their own style. So for example, if we say that we have to keep all the receipts, right? So we take the receipts, and you guys know that I recommend this to start with. We keep this, and it goes in our car. It goes with us wherever we go. So this is the first step of our organization. And I kind of think this is more of a non-negotiable, because we have to have some way to get the receipts from the store to the house, right? So I think this is the first step, and it's a non-negotiable. Unless, which I don't recommend, unless we're going to take this with us and, and some kind of device to attach it to, and we're just going to come out of the store and scan the receipt. I just don't see that happening. Now, I do have this one to make it so, because it made it easier if I take it traveling, because it was smaller, it's portable, it's supposed to do Bluetooth, which I can't figure out, but at least I have been able to use it. When I hook it up to the computer, it works just fine. But this is step one. This one's a non-negotiable. Everybody's got to do this piece, unless you can find a way that accomplishes the same thing, right? It gets the receipts from the store to the house in legible, where it's legible, protects the receipt, and makes it easier for you to enter the receipt. Heather says, we need a video or guide to set that envelope up. Okay. Do. All right. Receipt organizer video / guide. Okie dokie. Heather says, haha, homework. Sorry, not sorry. Where do you get this item? Probably like Dollar Tree. I got this one at the thrift store. All it is an accordion file. They come in different sizes, but I like this smaller one because it makes it easy in the car. And Heather's like, haha, she gives us homework. Now we're giving her homework, which is fine. I love that. I love that it's a community process. So as far as where to get it, again, I got mine at the thrift store. Walmart has them. Amazon has them. Dollar Tree, I have heard, has them. So just find one that works for you. They have smaller ones. Remember the old coupon size? The coupon size would work fine too, which is like checkbook sized. Yeah, Office Depot, Staples, all of the above. I'm cheap, so I would be looking at thrift stores, especially if you're a reseller and you're already going to thrift stores. And then Amazon second. Heather says short accordion file. Larry says I did not like homework in school. I didn't either. I literally failed a class, aced every single test, and failed a class because I didn't turn in a single piece of homework. And it was algebra. So it was math. I told y'all I don't do math. But I had succeeded. I was eligible to do algebra in 1 year instead of splitting it up across in one semester instead of splitting it across 2 semesters, and yet they didn't care. I spent the entire semester correcting my instructor and aced every single one of her tests, and she still failed me because I didn't turn in a single piece of homework. Oh, look, Lisa put in a link for Amazon, expanding file folder, subdivision, accordion file folder, mini organizer, wallet for cards, coupons, receipts, tax items. I can't link, it's too long. Okay, so let me see. Amazon. Shoot. Come on. Small accordion file organizer. Where's my share button? Come on, give me my. There it is. Copy link. There. Yeah, share button. I'll show you. All right, see this right here? That's your share button. It gives you the little, the short little link. Seems excessive though. That one is a little bit excessive, but at least you get an idea. If you go to that one and then you scroll down, it is absolutely excessive. But it was also one of the cheapest ones because it was only $5.39. I mean, even this one that I have is excessive, but I think I only paid like $1.50 for it. So if you're going to the thrift store, check there first. I would rather, I would like to have one that's just the checkbook size, but this one works. And it's less hard for this one to fall between the seats and get lost under the seat. All right. So that being said, yeah, it's a limited time deal for the $5.39. I'm not going to say that. So much fun. Heather says, I like that it was multiple colors because then I can categorize my receipts. Well, you're going to be categorizing your receipts anyway, and you really are only going to need like a half a dozen. Like I only have, let's see, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. So the ones that I'm using is inventory, supplies, advertising, entertainment, office expense, restaurants, repairs and maintenance, and travel. So you might have an auto one if you're trying to figure out which way is the best way for you to, do your mileage or your actual expenses. I mean, it's better to keep more and not need it than to keep less and then you get questioned. Right? All right. So, whole thing was, do you have a hobby or a business? Let's make sure that all of you have a business that if you get questioned, it's a business. Lisa says, so you keep that in the car and then empty into the house? Yeah, so I take this with me. When I come out of a store, my receipt goes into here. And then once a month, when I sit down to do my bookkeeping, I take one of the categories out, and if it's the inventory category, then I'm going to, I'm going to put it all into my cost of goods tab, and then I'm going to put it all into my expense tab, and then I'm going to put it all into my mileage tab. And, if it's just supplies, then it's going to go all into my expense tab and then all into my mileage tab. Heather says, I rarely have paper receipts anyway. Very good point. You don't do a lot of driving outside the house. Most of the things that you would get, you are ordering. So this isn't going to be as critical for you, right? You would probably only need to, and you don't own a vehicle. So you probably would only need to keep a receipt. Keep an envelope. So for you, I would suggest that you get some of those, like those manila envelopes. And then if you were taking a trip, you would put all of your receipts inside of the envelope while you're on the trip. And then when you get home, you can put all your expenses in. Heather says, so wait, what actually qualifies as a business? So my whole point of this call is that people don't want to do their bookkeeping and they don't want to be organized. And if they're not doing their bookkeeping, if they're not organizing their receipts, then they the IRS is going to tell them they don't have a business. They only have a hobby. So there's a lot of things that are not available as a hobby that are only available as a business, one. And two, you can only deduct up to the profit if it's a hobby, which, you won't, okay, so you won't be paying more taxes on, but the IRS might come back and say, if you don't have all the stuff, they might even try and tell you that you can't deduct any of it. Larry says, I have just been writing down the miles. So long as you write down the miles and you write where you went, so that you know you've got the miles and the where and the why, then you're fine. But you can't miss any part of that. Like in the workbook, it only shows the number of total number of miles driven, and then the where you went, right? You don't necessarily need to write down the why if you can explain it. If they ask and you can explain it. So the only thing that the IRS says about it is that you have to have total number of miles written and where you went. And so far, any of the research I've done for a state, none of the states spell it out differently. Everything refers back to the IRS. All right, y'all. It's 10 minutes after 9. Larry says, oh yeah, the food places I go to and how many times and the miles for each. Yep. Lisa says, boom, and no call Monday. No. Did I say I wasn't going to do a call today? Oh, no call from Spain. Oh, got you. Yep. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll call anytime now. Oh, did I? Okay. Yeah, it's a holiday, so I always leave myself a way out. Lisa says it is a bank, so they're late. Oh. All right, y'all. Guess what? It's the first week of the month. Somehow September showed up yesterday and I wasn't ready for it, but it's the first week of the month. So Wednesday's call is the bookkeeping call. All right. Remember, Wednesday's call is the bookkeeping call. Wednesday, you are doing your bookkeeping. If I have to, I will make you show your work. I will make you share your screen. So be prepared to do your bookkeeping. If you're in the group, be prepared to do your bookkeeping on Wednesday. I'll do a 30-minute live here. Then we'll jump into the Zoom and do 2 hours on Zoom. No YouTube call this week, but we will have Heather's branding call on Thursday. So everybody have a blessed day. I will see you tomorrow morning. Bye.